Hello everyone, welcome back to another Roblox video, and I'm here with Drillbit and Co. And today I'm going to be showcasing the Toxic Wasteland right here. It is a rebirth furnace that you can get at Life 5, and what it does is that it processes your ore at a base of 1, but every single effect that you have on the Toxic Wasteland will add an additional 7 times with a maximum of 5. So the effects that you can get on the Toxic Wasteland are Corroded, Rainbow, Sparkles, Fire, Golden, and Nuclear, which are quite easy to get. As of right now, the only way to get Corroded, I'm pretty sure, is to use an acid plant, which is quite unfortunate because it is quite big, but it's also quite cheap, only at $10 million. For Rainbow, you can get it when you're using the Prismatic Upgrader, as long as it hits the center thing right here. For Sparkles, you can get that at a chance using the Lambda Upgrader right here, which is quite expensive, so you won't be able to get that as much. And the Sparkles effect looks like the one that I have on me right now, so you'll see it when you have it. For the fire effect, obviously you can get it from a fire crystal mine, a flamethrower, and the ore slump. And the only way to get it from the ore slump is to actually upgrade it after it's been upgraded before. So what the description for that item actually is: if this is an ore's first upgrade, which it isn't, it will multiply the ore's value by 4 times, otherwise it will do a 1.5 times upgrade and catch the ore on fire. For the golden effect, you can either get it from using a blinged mine, which already has a golden effect on it, as well as the blinged upgrader, which will apply a gold effect on your ore. Lastly, which is the nuclear effect, you can obviously get it from using a nuclear upgrader. So there's actually 6 effects, but you only need 5 to have your full max ability. So if we get ourselves the acid plant and if we get the nuclear upgrader here with the acid plant, a prismatic upgrade, that's definitely not gonna go censored, is it? As you can see right here, we don't need all 6 effects. We actually only need 5 to get the maximum value, which is 35, which I think is pretty cool, because using the Lambda upgrader, if you don't have the prismatic upgrader, using the Lambda upgrader to try to get sparkles is quite difficult because the chances of that is quite low. For the pros of a Toxic Wasteland, it's actually a direct upgrade from using a Nature's Touch, which is the previous rebirth tower that you can get. The maximum that you can get from a Nature's Touch is only times 20 using the sparkles effect, but a base times 10 multiplier for its normal stuff. You only need 2 upgrades for the Toxic Wasteland to completely outperform Nature's Touch, because you're gonna have to gamble when you're using the Nature's Touch. As I said before, the Lambda upgrader is so far what I think is the only one that gives the sparkle effect, which if I'm wrong, please correct me in the comment section below. The second pro is that times 35 multiplier is significantly massive compared to the times 10 multiplier or even the times 20 multiplier that you get from Nature's Touch. Using a Toxic Wasteland is completely worth it as long as you have the effects for it. The third pro is that most of the effects that you need to get can be bought from the shop, as I said before. So like the nuclear and the corroded, that are quite easy to get. And it also makes the Toxic Wasteland really good in late game, but not as good in the early games. As I mentioned earlier, all of the effects aside from sparkles is easily obtainable, so that by the time that you get this item as your rebirth item, which is in Life 5, you would have enough crystals to actually buy yourself either a blinged upgrader or a flamethrower. Or even better, which is what I recommend, is to actually just walk around the map and get crates, so that you have a chance of getting a regular box, which will help you get more premiums, or even an unreal box if you want to get really desperate. The cons is that it takes up a lot of space. It's actually the biggest furnace in the game right now at 6x6, which is absolutely insane. The closest to that we have is a 5x6, which is the Nature's Touch itself, and another furnace later on. Even the exotic is also 5x6. So that's one of the downside about it, is that it's actually like massive. It also requires your last section of your tycoon to be completely effects based, so you kind of lose a lot of profit in that. And using ore wash on your ore is pretty much removing all the upgrades on it, so you can't really use ore wash either. And you also have to be very quick with it, as nuclear, corroded, fire, those can all destroy your ores within seconds, so you have to be really quick. If you're a free-to-play player like me, unless you get really lucky and get Krakatoa, you really have no other choice but to use Toxic Wasteland, because the ones at the shop aren't really good, I'd say. Like the times 10 at 100 quintillion, which is the base of in Nature's Touch, and if you go to anything else, you don't really have any other choice, because all of the furnaces, they can all be only bought using cash, or if you buy them using Robux. You'll be basically forced to use this for at least 10 more lives to get the second furnace over here. One of these ones, I don't know which one, but I think it's Life 15. And lastly, for the cons is that it's a corner furnace, so it's like it takes up a lot more space in my opinion. Like you can see right here where the furnace part actually is this 2x2 on the left side of the corner over here instead of having it on like the middle, unlike most furnaces. And I'd say that it's a really bad one in a way that you kind of lose a lot of space with it. It might look like you're saving a bunch of space in this area, which in a sense you are, but at the same time you gotta remember that this part right here, that 4 block wide, is gonna be such a pain in the butt. And it's practically just like limiting you on how much you can do. And I personally just prefer center furnaces over corner furnaces, or even these type of furnaces like the one where it's like longer. Overall, as a side note, if it wasn't for this massive item size, aka biggest in the game right now, I would definitely like this item a lot more. But that's not to say that it's not good. As I said earlier, the 35 times multiplier is such a massive upgrade that I gotta say that it might be worth it to invest your last layer of your tycoon for a purely effects based, just to get like all the effects that you can, because that times 35, that's really your best option, unless you want to go for a times 10, which isn't as good, but you're at least gonna have to have more space for your upgrades. You really don't have any other choice but to use either a Toxic Wasteland or a Nature's Touch. If you were to use this as your actual last one though, and you want to know what order you should put it in, I suggest going by Gold, Rainbow, Nuclear, Fire, and then Corroded. And I guess you can gamble before going through the Rainbow, so maybe add like a Paint Spill right before Rainbow and after Gold. So it'd be, if I were to do it, Gold, Paint Spill, Rainbow, Nuclear, Fire, and Corroded. The reason that I want you to put Nuclear Upgrader before that is because Nuclear Upgrader has a 48 conveyor speed, which is absolutely insane, unlike these two, which are completely slow. So if we go to droppers over here, let's get a Gunnium mine for some reason. That's definitely not censored, is it? But it's fine. I'd say that's a perfect way to do it, to ensure that none of your ores gets destroyed, as Nuclear Upgrader makes it really quick. So they basically just dash through the ore flamethrower and directly hit the power plant next to it. So yeah, for my final tier for this, gonna be an A-. I wish it was better, but it's definitely your best option. So yeah, that'll be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later. See ya. Okay, so I just rebirthed. I didn't expect this to be part of the video because I already did my outro, but I just got an enchanted glade when I rerolled. And what it does is it applies a random effect to your ore, which is absolutely perfect for the freaking Toxic Wasteland, as it adds more gambling to it, because you can actually get sparklers from this. I just saw it, watch. Wait, is that a new effect? Did you guys see that? There's like a windy effect. Okay, so I guess there's more effects in the game. What the freak? Hold on. Oh, it's like a derp effect. So yeah, that's very interesting. I guess there's 7 effects in the game, and if you wanted to work with gambling, I guess you can have an enchanted glade with you. So yeah, again, that'll be for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later. See ya.